Hey guys, today I'm going to show you how to look at exactly how I find momentum setups. I am a momentum trader. I can do this on a 1 minute, 5 minute, 30 minute. It transfers to all the different time frames. But I want to teach you guys exactly what I do. I give all my information for free. I don't sell anything. That's not what I'm about. Let me pause you guys 1 second. All right. Basically, God has blessed me, and I am just here to bless you guys all as well to the best of my abilities. Obviously, any trader will tell you you pretty much have to find your own strategy, but there could be a lot of knowledge that hopefully you can gain and kind of adjust. And I'll give you some examples of that throughout this on maybe something that fits your style better. But some things that you probably will have never learned ever before is a Bollinger Band strategy that works off of moving averages. That Bollinger Bands contract and expand, right? Well, if you have a high enough moving average to a lower Bollinger Band, you can know when that contraction happens because it will exit the Bollinger Bands, the bigger moving average will, and that's what I'm going to show you guys. I actually use the 300 SMA Bollinger Band with a 2 deviation and a 1000 EMA Bollinger Band with a 1 deviation. I even use a 100 SMA line, and that's what's going to give me my, when I say there's a trap of a short or a trap of a long, when it goes against the trend. So I'll explain all that. So basically, this is what we're getting at, and I'm going to go ahead and show you guys what this looks like. This is the Nasdaq I'll use as an example, and I'll just go back a few days so you can see how these shifts change and what to look for. We're not looking for initial breaks, we're looking for continuation. And this would be a perfect example of an initial crossover. So the 300 crosses the 1000. And this is super choppy. It's going to be choppy because it's a transitionary from short to long. So what the strategy says though is that when we break out with the ADX outside of the 300 Bollinger Band with a 2 deviation, that's what we want to look for. So basically the green arrows are the ADX spiking above 30 outside of the Bollinger Band. I do not have it set up to give me those arrows inside of the Bollinger Band. Excuse me, I gotta sneeze. Didn't happen. Gotta love when that happens. Alright, so basically here the yellow arrow is saying that we are above 20 ADX, and it's favoring the downside, meaning the 300 is below the 1000. So the blue arrow says we are above 20 ADX and the 300 is above the 1000. So with this being said, this is transitionary. So you see it went from a yellow momentum into a small pullback into confirmation for longs. This is not our play, or my play. I wait for consolidation, which means the 1000 middle line, the red line, has exited the Bollinger Band. We have trap shorts, which means the 100, which you cannot see, has pulled back below the 300. And then, as you can see, we're breaking out. Now, this one, you would have been a tough play. So with my setup, I actually take green arrow to bottom of yellow, the last yellow. And this was pre-market. There's only 10 points here, and it would have basically rolled over and stopped out. And then it would have done this, right? And you would have been like, oh crap, I just missed it, right? Well, that's fine. The next rule that I have is that you only take one trade per pullback. So pullback means this trap of the trend, of against the trend, so trapping shorts in a long trend, Then we have a setup. If this stops me out, then it is what it is. Until you get another trap signal, meaning that 100 crosses below the 300, see, like right here, then we'd be looking for a new setup for long. And as you can see, the time has just gone by and by and by, and it has not happened. And then we start seeing bears coming in. Okay, we're still in long trend though, and then we start to fall out. So this again would be a transitionary position. If you're taking transitionary positions, I only say stick with a 1-to-1. In this example, you would go 14 points and 14 points, right? And that basically takes you right to the bottom of the 1000 setup. But realistically, we're looking for trend confirmation and then continuation, and we're about to see that. So now you see the yellow arrow, we have switched back to a short trend. We're looking for consolidation, which means we have contracted enough in the Bollinger Bands that the larger moving average has exited, which it has. We're looking for the pullback of the 100, but in this case would cross above the 300, which it has. That's what the trap is telling me. Now we have momentum building, and we have our arrows outside of the 302 deviation. So this is our move, and this is a tight move right here, 40 points. In trend, we can look for a 2-to-1, even a 3-to-1 sometimes, 1-to-1 at minimum. So scale out at 1-to-1, which would be 40 points, and that happened very, very quickly, within 6 minutes. Then we have scale out some. Then you have your 2-to-1, which will happen right. Actually, it would have happened right here initially with 80 points, right? This might even hit, yep. So within 8 minutes, you had a 2-to-1. And if we go to 120, right there, within 22 minutes, you had 120 points. That's 3-to-1 off of this move right here. That's what the power of momentum is, and catching it in the right way. That's the move we look for. We look for the continuation of a trend. Now, that's the one move, right? If you would have let this play, if you really just were like, I'm just letting this one run, you can run until it crosses back inside the Bollinger Band. That's 116 points there. At its very low, though, it was 190 points. And then again over here, right, up to 200 points. But those, you get higher risk over there. All right, so then we're looking for consolidation. 1000 exits the Bollinger Band. We've trapped our longs, but in this case, we're seeing a deeper correction. So obviously there's no move here because we're only looking for shorts. And then here we start rolling over a little bit, right? And you can see this move gets weaker. The 20 markers back here, then the arrows are way down here. It's not really in alignment. Right here you get a better move right here. So that's 35 points. You get a lot of consolidation, but you basically are just getting your 1-to-1 way down here. So you can see that as the move, so even though this move would have hit, you can see that as that trend progresses, the moves get harder and harder, right? Which is why we're looking for the initial continuation. We are trapping longs again, and that actually puts us right to our current price. Now today is a holiday, and I would not recommend trading. Volume will be low, and that's just it's not worth it. You're not going to catch your move. We're most likely in transitionary again. We have 1 minute bearish, 5 minute bearish, 15, 30, 1 hour, and 4 hour are all still bullish, right? So that means even though you are catching some of the downtrend, there's still a long way to go before you actually have a really sharp downside trend, right? Because we're in a downside wave, but not everything is confirmed yet. So that is what this looks like. So you can scale this out to the daily chart. If you do it, I actually have a scanner built out that I give you guys for free, not the scanner, but I give you guys the ones that I find that are picking up momentum and trend for stock momentum swings, guys. If you are not a day trader, I can show you how to day trade with it. I just did. But if you scale it out and you use like a daily chart, then I use that for momentum swing trades. These trades are good for 90 to 180 days. You can hold them, and I give you guys that completely for free over here. So if we go here, you can see that it has the target, it has a symbol, the date I found it, it has the price that I called it at, it has a stop loss, it has a take profit, shows you the remaining spread of the difference between price and target. I have it highlighted for, is it in profit, is it not in profit? Then on top of that, all the way to the right, we have this 90 days from purchase. So this is a countdown timer from 90 days from the day of purchase. So you can see where it is in that track of 90 to 180 days. And so basically I give you guys this for free. All you have to do is go to my channel and click on the description link and come find this this setup. It's for free. I add it, when I find them. I use my scanner once a week or so, and maybe a couple times a week, and I find these things, and I add them on here for you. And that's basically what I do. If you want to take a slower approach and just kind of do some bigger swing trade setups, just set your stop loss and your price target. I recommend Robinhood. I use Robinhood because these aren't day trading. I wouldn't day trade necessarily with Robinhood. I have, but this is for these longer holds, and Robinhood is completely fine. It's got the fractional shares, makes it super easy to buy fractional shares if you only got a couple dollars at a time. But these moves are big, right? So there's a large percentage of this move that is going to allow you to grow your account exponentially because of the growth. The stop loss is small compared to the profit targets. They're usually 2 to 1, 3 to 1 outside of the stop loss, so they're worth it. You got stuff like this one right here. This is 25.77. The price target is $131, guys. And I'm looking again from 90 to 180 days. That's not that long for hundreds of percents because they're in momentum. They're breaking out, right? So the remaining spread is 105. The stop loss is 18. So $7 worth of stop loss, but $110 worth of profit target. These are the types of moves that we want, and I give you all for free. I don't sell anything. I want to bless you guys with the ability to grow your accounts, invest in your accounts, invest in yourself, but you got to be smart. You can't put all of your money in one of these kinds of setups that is going to grow hundreds of percent, because there's still the chance it could hit its stop loss, right? So you don't do that. Even though like it looks so appealing, you still have to manage your risk, manage your portfolio, do it the right way. There's always more trades to be made, so you do not have to put all of your money in one trade. So let's go back to the charts really quickly. So if I go back to the charts here, if I didn't want to wait, because with this setup you have to wait days, but when you wait days you get that 150 point move, like you see this big move here, right? It was worth it. How much do you need to be successful? You don't need 20 points a day, or you do need 20 points a day, but it averages out 3 days worth of trade, 4 days worth of trade, and one trade for the week, right? Now, if you wanted to see something daily, you can shrink these Bollinger Bands down. You can do the 300 can be a 50, right? The 1,000 can be a 200. So now you have a 50 and a 200. You can do a 20 that crosses over the 50 for a trap setup. You can shrink these Bollinger Bands down and get a different move, but you have to understand by scale, those moves will not be 150 points. By scale, those moves will be 15 points, 20 points, 30 points, right? Those will be the momentum setups for that scale. I would rather be more patient and find the momentum setups that give hundreds of points, right? 50 points minimum is usually what I look for. But in the scenario where you have perfect alignment, you get hundreds of points worth of move. And it can be on any scale. If I went to the 15-minute scale and I wanted to be patient, I could be patient on this scale and it give me a 300-point move in one day, right? We can find that. It will happen. This is a transitionary setup. See how it's blue and then here, right? So stop loss of 200 points. You see this? 200 points. This one rolled into 2 days worth, right? So on day one, 140 points. By day two, 500 points. Guys, this is literally right in front of you. It works by scale as well. But this was a transitionary position. So you would have been a little bit more, you would have looked for the 1-to-1, right? So 200 points. And it still would have taken 2 days to do it. But there you go. 200 points right there. Right? Market closed at 100. And then we reopen and we take our short into the rest of the 1-to-1. There it is. Market opens again and it dumps out for another 300 points. We scale out, we trap our longs, we look for another short. It doesn't happen, we're still trapping longs, and then boom, big correction, fallout, right? So we're in transition into falling short, I believe, in a bigger time frame. So that's kind of what we're looking for. We need to find one more transitionary because now we're technically long on 15-minute. We need to have it come down for a short, wait for a bunch of consolidation, and then watch it dump out again. But look at that. That could be 1, 2, 3. You know, I'm just guessing, but that could be 3 days worth of consolidation into a massive, fallout. If that's what it does, we have to wait, right? Be patient for that consolidation in that move. But this move happens. I've been doing this for 10 years and I've been honing in on this, right? I've had different versions. If you go to my channel now, you'll see different versions of momentum trading. This is the best setup I have come up with, and it's all coded in. I use Thinkorswim. If you also use Thinkorswim, then I can get you these codes as well for trapping and marking out the arrows and all that good stuff. But if you do prop firms like Top Step and all that stuff, then you can build this on Top Step, but it won't have all the upper arrows and stuff. You'd have to strictly do it based off of the Bollinger Bands, the ADX lower, and add a horizontal line to the ADX that's priced at 30. If you go to settings and you go to value, you can price it at 30. And then when the ADX crosses 30, if price is falling below, right? So then the second question is, well, how do you get your stop loss? Well, this is based off the color paint of my symbols is based off of a 60 SMA Bollinger Band, 1 deviation. So basically when it falls out below the 1 deviation, it's red. When it crosses back in, it's yellow. When it goes back above, it's green. So basically when I get my momentum, if you guys if you set a 60 Bollinger Band with a 1 deviation and your crossover on 30, and I'll do a video on this. I can do a Top Step account. If you want to see that, I don't have any active. I'll pay the $50 and get a Top Step account. You got to like and subscribe though, so I can get in there and know that I'm helping you guys out. So please like and subscribe so I can do these things to continue to show you what this looks like. And then basically you would draw that, and you would be grabbing the last candle right before it exited, and then you would be going to where it crossed 30, which would be like this. So this gives me a 33 point, and then obviously we'd be looking for a 1-to-1 or 2-to-1, depending on where you're at in the system, right, in the wave. Because this fell out way up here, this is already a huge move. I would only be looking for 1-to-1, right? But if you're consolidating this way and it falls out, then you know the big move is going to be down here. But that's all just knowledge and doing this for a long time to understand that you can see like kind of a difference here, right? See how it consolidated, and then this is against the trend, but you can see the difference. Consolidation, then breakout, versus fallout from the top half down and then continuation. Guys, I hope this has been super helpful. Please leave any questions. I can do videos, as much videos as you need for clarification. Ask the questions. I'm happy to help. It's what I do. It's what I love to do. And I will see you guys on the next one.